Welcome back, everyone. Thank you so very much for staying with us here on CVM, and of course to all our sunrisers all across the world. Thank you so very much for joining us. And if you're new to the family, welcome. Welcome to our side, and thank you so very much for being here with us. We're always here to serve you, to educate and edutain you. And trust me, we just want to enrich the lives of everyone watching right here on Sunrise. Now, you've probably heard me talk about mommy brain, right? Which is very real, okay? A very frustrating thing with which to deal when your memory is failing. So imagine the lives of those living with progressive memory loss. Dementia affects millions worldwide, but what exactly does it mean for individuals, family, and also for caregivers? That's the focus this morning in Morning Checkup with the Director of Mental Health and Substance Abuse Services, Dr. Kevin Goldburn. Good morning, sir. How are you, Doc?
Fine, thank you for having me here.
Very well. Thank you so much for being here, Doc. Many Jamaicans are dealing with this very issue right now as we speak. So what is dementia and what exactly is the cause?
So dementia is a brain disorder, and it's a very chronic and progressively get worse with time.
Yes.
And we have a change in person's mental function, meaning that the person's ability to think, to reason, to make decisions, memory impairment occurs. And because of that, it causes a decrease in their function during everyday activities. And because of the decrease in function, then they become more dependent on those around them.
Right. So what causes it, Doc? Like, it just, you can catch it, you can, is it something from your genetic makeup? How does dementia, come about?
So dementia is a general term for conditions like this. You have like Alzheimer's disease, you have vascular dementia, you have dementia due to Lewy bodies. So the cause of them are not always known, but for some of them, it is inherited, so it's passed on from family member to family member.
Yeah.
Also, in a lot of them, we don't know exactly what causes the changes, but what we do know is that there are changes in the brain where the brain cells are dying.
Right.
Because dying of the brain cells then decrease in function. So we don't know exactly what happens, but we know the end result is that the decrease in the brain function, either to damage to the brains or decrease in the blood supply to the brain. So nutrients and oxygen and so on to the brain become less, for example, vascular dementia, and result the cells die and decrease in function of the brain. So,
all right, talk to me about what it presents like, because sometimes family members or non-medical persons like myself, you see your family member, let them remember something, or you yourself remember something, and you just chalk it up to, oh, sure, boy, I'm hungry, or whatever else. How does it present, and can early detection make a difference? So for example, like you have different types of cancer, stage 1, stage 2 to 4. Is dementia like a stage thing where if you catch it early, you can avert some of the issues and problems?
Yes, so the early signs of it include, for example, a person may not consistently remember things that just happened recently. So the short-term memory is more affected.
Oh, short-term memory. Yes. So like I don't remember where I put my key.
Right, or you don't remember when last someone visited you or what you ate for breakfast this morning. So you remember those events that happened recently, you don't remember, but long-term events, you still remember those things.
Okay.
And they affect person's ability to function. So things that they normally do, like cooking and other things, work-related things, my families have not able to do things as well as they used to do before.
Okay.
Making small errors, small mistakes. I mean, boiling water and boil out of water and burn and so on. So you have a decrease in function, and they have ability to remember persons. They find it difficult to remember persons that they normally would know from members, co-workers, and so on. Initially, it may just very insidious. Family members may not even recognize at first.
Right.
And over
because
time,
we do forget things from time to time.
Yes,
so you might just think, oh, it's a little bit of forgetfulness.
Right,
but before it progresses, Doc, what can we do, or is there anything that we can do?
Yes, so one we can do is try to prevent it first. And prevention includes controlling non-communicable diseases like diabetes, hypertension, high cholesterol, which we know are underlying causes for the vascular dementia. So if you can control the high blood pressure, diabetes, decrease cholesterol, stop smoking, and increase physical activity, all those enhance the brain's function. But what other things we can do is also do early screening. So what we're trying to do, especially in our primary care doctors and health centers and private doctors, is trying to do early screening. We have different instruments we can use to assess one's ability to remember things. Simple things like date, where you are, what season we are in. Just remembering 3 words. I might give you 3 words and say, oh, well, you can recall those 3 words.
So at what age should we start doing this? And can young people, because normally you hear about dementia, it's normally in senior citizens. Can dementia happen in young people too? And what's normally the age then we should get these cognitive tests?
Well, over 60, definitely.
60 or over 60?
Yes. But it can occur in younger persons due to like tumors or
head injury
or HIV. Can cause dementia if you have the vasculature of the brain. So it can be earlier in younger persons. But commonly, as you mentioned before, it's over 60 years old, a person are more likely to develop dementia.
Dementia. How common is it in Jamaica, Doc? Is it very prevalent, dementia in Jamaica?
Well, our study has shown that in 2010, we were about 200,000 persons over age of 60. At that time, we found there were about 19,000 persons with that.
Wow.
And probably by 2030, we have about 30,000 persons will have dementia. And by maybe 2050, about 55,000. So it's fairly common.
Fairly common. Doc, talk to me and talk to our family members, our caregivers, how they can treat their loved ones who may be having dementia now. What help can they seek? What health facilities are available to them?
So we have medication that can also be used to treat persons with dementia, where you can actually slow down the process. There's helping in terms of how to relate to them. So what you want to do is to make sure that you, because of the decreasing function, provide whatever they need. So if they can't dress themselves, allow them to dress themselves, make sure they have enough food to eat, make sure they are safe, because sometimes they can wander away.
Yes.
So to ensure they are kept in a safe environment where persons can observe where they are. You also want to make sure whatever they can do for themselves, you allow them to do for themselves. And importantly, want to interact with them.
Yes.
So not because they might not remember things, you're not going to speak to them, you want to speak to them and speak to them about things that they can remember, like long-term events, they can remember those things, whatever they can remember, you speak to them about those things, so you engage them in activities so that they themselves won't feel like they are part, but they are still involved as much as they can.
Yes.
So they can involve in activities in the home, like prepare meals, they can have to, if they're painting a room, ask what color paint you want to make this room.
Yeah.
So have them involved, and that way you can keep them active and keep them still functioning as long as they can.
I love that. And be very patient with them as well.
And definitely be patient with them, and also trying to be respectful towards them.
Yes.
So if they don't want to eat now, don't rush them.
Yeah.
So even though they may not remember things so well, get to still treat them as adults.
Absolutely.
Don't
And
rush
human
them.
beings.
And human beings.
Yeah.
And be kind to them and treat them with respect and still maintain their dignity as much as possible.
Thank you so very much for sharing with us this morning. That was Dr. Kevin Goldberg, Director of Mental Health and Substance Abuse Services, checking in this morning for Morning Checkup. After the break, it's another Black financial history lesson right here with the money guru himself, Carlton Money. Yeah, Carlton Money in the Carlton Masterclass right after that. Brought to you by JN Bank. Don't go anywhere.